The Yangdu Juan mushroom is a highly sought-after delicacy in culinary arts due to its unique texture and appreciated taste. Unlike many other mushrooms, Yangdu Juan is difficult to cultivate artificially and usually grows in the wild. However, advancements in agriculture have allowed dedicated farmers to successfully cultivate it in the wild. This has made it easier for chefs and food enthusiasts to access. Cultivation of Yangdu Juan begins with creating an ideal growing environment. The mushroom thrives in soil rich in organic matter and prefers cool, humid conditions. Cultivation of Yangdu Juan begins with creating an ideal growing environment. The mushroom grows well in soil rich in organic matter and prefers cool, humid conditions. Next, the mechanism is disinfected to eliminate competitive fungi and bacteria. The initial phase of Yangdu Juan cultivation can be challenging, requiring careful monitoring and attention over several months to allow the mycelium to grow fully in the mechanism. During this period, farmers must maintain optimal conditions and regularly check temperature, humidity, and contamination conditions. This promotes healthy growth. Once the mechanism is ready, the inoculation of the soil with Yangdu Juan spores begins. This involves mixing the spores with the mechanism and ensuring they are evenly distributed. After inoculation, the mechanism is placed in a growing bed or container in a controlled environment. At this stage, it is crucial to maintain appropriate temperature and humidity, as Yangdu Juan is sensitive to environmental changes. Once the mycelium is well established, the next step is to stimulate the formation of fruiting bodies, i.e., Yangdu Juan mushrooms. This step is generally the most difficult part of the cultivation process. Farmers mimic the natural conditions that trigger the fruiting of Yangdu Juan, such as temperature drops and increased humidity. This is generally the most challenging phase of cultivation. Farmers mimic the natural conditions that trigger the fruiting of Yangdu Juan, such as temperature drops and increased humidity. Harvesting Yangdu Juan is a demanding task. Unlike some mushrooms that can be mechanically harvested, Yangdu Juan must be hand-picked to avoid damaging the mushroom. Farmers carefully harvest mature Yangdu Juan mushrooms, ensuring they do not damage the surrounding mycelium. The mycelium can produce mushrooms in the following years. In China, Yangdu Juan production has increased significantly. According to data from the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, the Yangdu Juan harvest in 2020 reached about 2 million pounds, with a notable increase compared to previous years. This growth is due to the improvement in cultivation techniques and the growing interest in these specialized mushrooms. After harvest, Yangdu Juan is classified by size and quality. The highest quality mushrooms, with no defects and uniform size, are reserved for fresh sale. Lower quality mushrooms are typically dried or processed into products such as Yangdu Juan powder or Yangdu Juan oil. Drying Yangdu Juan is a common preservation method, as it extends their shelf life while concentrating their flavor. The drying process involves removing the moisture from the mushrooms without altering their texture or flavor, typically through air drying or low-temperature dehydration, to preserve their nutritional characteristics. Dried Yangdu Juan can be rehydrated before use, making them versatile in various culinary applications. Turning Yangdu Juan into powder is another way to enhance its utility. Yangdu Juan powder is obtained by grinding dried Yangdu Juan, making it a powerful seasoning to add a rich earthy flavor to dishes. Yangdu Juan oil is made by infusing Yangdu Juan extract into oil, capturing the earthy essence of the mushroom. This flavorful oil can be used for various culinary techniques or as a finishing garnish to enhance the flavor and aroma of different dishes. In 2023, the market value of Yangdu Juan in China was estimated at over $50 million, a figure that reflects the strong demand and high prices for Yangdu Juan on the market. Fresh Yangdu Juan is typically sold to high-end restaurants and exclusive markets, while dried Yangdu Juan is popular among home cooks and food enthusiasts. In addition to traditional methods, research into Yangdu Juan cultivation has led to some innovative approaches. Some farmers are attempting to cultivate Yangdu Juan in controlled indoor environments, which can provide more consistent results and allow for large-scale production. Indoor cultivation also reduces the risks of diseases and pests, which improves the quality of the yield. The indoor cultivation method involves creating a controlled environment, where temperature, humidity, and light are carefully adjusted, simulating the natural conditions required for Yangdu Juan. Farmers can thus produce mushrooms as delicious and high quality as those grown outdoors. Although this method is still experimental, it offers promising prospects for the future of Yangdu Juan. For example, Yangdu Juan could be cultivated in forests that were once used for its cultivation. Finally, let's explore the recently burned forests from last summer in search of wild Yangdu Juan. One of the most consistent places to find wild Yangdu Juan is in forests that have suffered from summer wildfires. Disturbed soils rich in nutrients create an ideal environment for its growth. Follow Luke and his sister Marita as they search for these rare and delicious wild mushrooms. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Yangdu Juan. We hope you enjoyed learning about the complex process of cultivating, harvesting, and processing these unique mushrooms. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like and share. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.